Stop getting stuck when you start speaking. Hey everyone, Tom Harrison here with Pro90d, and I just demonstrated the technique that can help you tremendously if you get stuck when you start speaking, if that's something that tends to happen to you. Now maybe it's only when you're in a high pressure situation, but aren't those the ones that really matter, right? When you're in a high pressure situation, which means high pressure for you, right? This varies from person to person and often from situation to situation. You know, if you're in a high pressure situation, you can often feel it in your body. And all too often, you might notice it in your speech in ways you wish it wasn't being noticed, right? And oftentimes it happens because there's a tendency to rush into speech. Now, I'm sure you've heard Michael talk about this. You may have seen my last video where I talked about you don't have to be Russian or rushing in order to speak good English. In fact, you need to be sure you are not rushing. Now this I'm talking about in this smooth speech snippet is very much related, but also distinctly different. And that is, you want to not only make sure you're not rushing when you speak, in other words, speaking too fast, but you also want to make sure you don't rush into your speech. In other words, start out speaking too quickly, whether or not your speech is fast. Understand the difference? I might speak at a relatively moderate pace, but if I start speaking, if I jump into my speech, let's say in a meeting, for example, where it's kind of I feel like I'm under pressure, there's just a lot of responsibility, maybe it's the first time I'm leading a meeting, or maybe I'm not leading it, I'm just participating, but I'm playing a key role and I just feel like I'm under pressure. Again, this is going to vary depending on your experience, the struggles you have with your speech, etc. But often, interestingly, when we're under pressure, we also feel like we need to start speaking quickly when it's our time, when it's our moment to speak. We feel like we need to just jump in and quickly start speaking, even if we don't intend to speak quickly once we get started, right? So it's the getting started too quickly that can often get us stuck right off the bat, So we need to chill and get still before we speak. Now, sometimes that may not seem like an option because it's a fast-paced meeting, things are moving, you don't think there'll be time for you to do that. You need to believe it. And a very simple way of looking at it is, what's better? To feel like you gotta speak up quickly and therefore you do and you get stuck, and then maybe you make the next mistake, then perhaps you make the next mistake, which is also speaking too fast, and then you might find yourself just spiraling down in your speech, right? That's exactly what you don't want. Of course, it's going to be better to just take a moment, pause a moment before you speak. Take a few breaths, even one conscious breath, conscious deep breath before you jump into speaking can make all the difference. How can I serve you all today? Whatever it is you have to say, but notice how that can work for you. Pause before you get started speaking. And don't rush as you move into your speech. And whether that's a formal speech in front of a large group, or it's a conversation with one or more people. Know that you can take your time. Give yourself that time. Much, much more about this, and so much more to help you speak smoothly as you start and throughout your speaking opportunity in Pro90d. Please join us there, and I also hope to see you very soon in our new 7-day, 7 steps training that, if you don't see it yet, hang in, it'll be there very soon. You'll see it show up on YouTube. Please join us there. It's a fantastic glimpse into the Pro90d system and a wonderful way to take your speech to the next level. See you there. Until then, happy trails. Walk and talk your why. Cheers.